We are live. Today we have a very special rider. I think he has a very special view of the PVs because he's a rider. He rides in Europe and he was in one place I think everybody wants to come. Is in China, riding with the guys from China. I think the competition there is coming crazy. And I think lots of people would love to go there and have this experience. And I think in very soon we have most of the competition in USA, Europe, and Asia, like China. And I think then it's going to be battles against the three of them. My friend, again, thank you for coming.
No worries.
Hello, my friend. It's always good to see you.
Yeah,
One of the
thank
best
you.
riders I have the pleasure to ride.
Thank you.
So, like always, I would love to know, first of all, the background. How do you start it? What is your background? Do you started electric or how do you start it?
I mean, I dabbled a little bit in downhill longboarding before I started, but didn't really try that hard or get that good at it. But then I got an electric board first in like 2016, I believe it was. It was some cheap, shitty Chinese board that like didn't really work properly, but I rode that for 2 years until I actually met Daniel Kwan. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
many people watching would know who he is. So yeah, after I met Daniel, it's kind of what got me more into ESK8. Like I was riding for 2 years already at that time, but I only had one board and it wasn't a great board.
Mm-hmm.
So like he introduced me into the first time I met him was when the XWay X1 had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried that and I was like, oh wow, this is so different, everything. Um,
The first time I meet you, you was riding. I think you was riding a boosted board.
Probably, yeah.
When we
After yeah,
Yeah,
I think
because
I
we
got the
was
boosted
in
board in
Belgium, the two of us, but before we was in UK, and
yeah,
I was surprised because I see you coming with Thomas and with Billy and in an event in Belgium, and I see this
yeah,
guy is riding a street board and with a small range and everything, and I
yeah.
didn't know you so well. Today we know a little more about you, and I'm very pleased to know. But in this all this time you are riding, do you see lots of changes? Do you
I
think,
mean,
in your
yeah,
view?
like we've definitely stepped more and more towards like the AT and bigger boards and stuff, but I still own that boosted board, my old V2 Plus, and I still have a Mini S that I still ride every now
The
and
Mini
then,
S,
but
you ride? I have the Mini S, but that was too much. I was broken my back. That was like, but the boosted board, I think you have to keep it, my friend. That is the
yeah,
legend.
I will never sell that board. It's like my little baby because it was my first real board, I guess, because the board before that was like a cheap, shitty Chinese one. It wasn't like any name brand Chinese board. Like it wasn't Backfire, it wasn't XWay. It was like some off-brand, no name board, which
Yeah,
was absolutely useless.
when we see when we see that the boosted board brings so many companies from China, Mipo board, that for me is one of the best companies out there, good
Yeah,
service and everything. Today we have the XWay. I think is a fantastic. They are improving and putting everything. We're going to talk about that. I think you are one of the special persons who can talk about that. But I think there is lots of companies out there in China that the background from them, that was like the boosted board as like was the first key or the waking saying,
yeah,
okay, electric. I think that is going to be interesting for all of us.
yeah. I think Boosted definitely opened up the market to everyone because I guess before Boosted there was no like
Hello,
mainstream,
Victoria.
mainstream board. I guess
Mm-hmm.
like that sold well and made money, and I guess Boosted kind of proved that you can make a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money with like electric skateboards, and I guess open up the industry.
Yeah, I think too. I'm just sharing here for everybody. Don't forget, guys, we are in Twitter live, we are in Facebook, and we are in YouTube. That is free. You can share it with anyone you want it. That is just for us to speak with riders. And today we have a very good rider. I can tell you guys that he's a very good rider. Before we continue to talk, let me just put what you prefer, street or off-road tires? What is your preference riding?
Riding right now, I'd like AT tires, but not off-road. So like off street air tires.
Did the XWay change your point of view? Because first of all, you are a rider that you ride most of the things. You don't ride just skateboards. You ride AUCs. You ride most of the machines. You have Trumper. You have most of the machines. It was shown in your hands.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, what is the, do you think XWay is going to change the game now for everyone?
I don't think they're gonna necessarily change the game. They've definitely improved it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I really, for the production boards, I think the Atlas is probably one of the most powerful production boards. Like if you don't include boutiques like Lacroix and Bio, obviously, because they make much less volume per year compared to people like Xway.
But putting this way, okay, I think I have Lacroix. You know what is a Lacroix,
Yeah,
but you, as a rider, like we was most of the competition is you have to like most of the competition is in kart arenas or something like that, very coarse curves. So a Lacroix or big boards, you cannot do nothing inside. You need
yeah,
like XWay or like a Meepo or like Involve because you can turn better. Maybe a Trampa, but what you think for you? Maybe you seeing boards of 4,000. We're talking about Lacroix now, 5,000. Do you think is going to be the future of having boards so expensive, or you think we're going to maybe stick like the price from XWay? Because I think the XWay now with this box is fantastic with the four
I mean,
motors.
yeah, personally for me, like I'm not the biggest fan of the big boards because
Mm-hmm.
I think at the size of Lacroix and Cali's, you lose the fun that a board kind of brings you, and an EUC is better at doing speed and distance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think after that point, like I prefer an EUC when I'm trying to go that fast or that far.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know I lose some of the fun that like boards can give me,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm willing to take that sacrifice to go faster and further. But I also think that's what the Calis and bioboards and the Quas of the world are
That
trying
is
to
a
do
good
as
point.
well.
That is a good point. What you are saying, because I think that you are totally right. I think the people are start to have this type of board because they want to have distance and range,
Yeah.
and that was the only way for you to have it. But in when you're riding every day, I think that is a board like me. I have it here in my home, and for you to go to point A to point B is a very difficult board. I don't use it. I use an Involve. I use a small board. I
Yeah.
use my one wheel. I use my AUC. Involve is just when I say the guys say, okay, I'm going to go very, very uh, lots of miles. But today
Yeah.
we have the AUC, and the
Yeah.
AUC give me everything of that.
Exactly. So in my mind, I guess I've got three categories of distances where my like PEV needs to achieve. Like boards for me is like the middle distance because I have one wheel for like 1, 2 miles.
Hmm.
Anything longer than 1, 2 miles, up to 20 miles or so, I take a board. And then above 20 miles, I guess I'll take an EUC.
Hmm.
So I think
Yeah.
that's in my mind how I think about it.
So, yeah, but that is that's today. So first of all, like me, I don't know. I was with you. How do you came starting to ride with the AUC? Because today we are seeing the AUC as is very active. For
Yeah.
how was the contact for you with the AUCs in the beginning? Was interest or was just
I saw what the first time I learned how to ride it in like 2019 or so.
mhm.
So like 2018, 2019, around that time. And
Before Belgium
yeah,
or
before
in
Belgium, I already
okay?
knew how to ride in Belgium.
I started in
But
Belgium.
I learned how to really, I got the wheel for free. It was like a plastic, had no power. I crashed it once and it broke to pieces, so it doesn't matter. Um, but after that, after I learned it, after I crashed it and broke it, I didn't actually ride EUCs until Belgium again. And
Okay.
then Belgium, I got to ride again for the second time and learned better how to ride faster and how to like first time I guess riding a bigger wheel. I think it was an Emotion V8, which
Mm-hmm.
nowadays is considered a tiny wheel, but at the
but
time it was bigger.
lots of guys use this type of board to make tricks
Yeah, that's
because
true.
it's a small one.
Yeah.
That's what I see they are using because we are seeing the big machines. Do you think we are not going to stay in AUCs? We're going to talk about other. But do you think today you are seeing the 100 volts, 134 volts, and everything in AUC? Do you think we need all of that?
I mean, EUCs, like everyone wants more speed, more range, more power. Same thing happens with boards, which is why we have stuff like Kali and like
Hmm.
especially the XLR50. That thing is huge.
Yeah, I know.
Um, Everyone just wants more, so
I was here with an Ernesto, and Ernesto sell it 4 or 5 to Germany, and he was with me. And the first time I see the Kelly, and I was say, "What?" I was thinking the Lacroix is big, but the Lacroix is a baby. When you see
yeah,
the tires is from scooters.
yeah,
That is
it's
like
huge.
I know that Tom has one in
Yeah,
UK.
I've ridden Tom's XLR and it's too big for me, but it's a great board, I have to admit.
But it's like a Panther. It's like
Yeah,
a tank. I was thinking that the Lacroix is already a tank, but when I see the Kelly, I was like, oh, okay, sorry.
yeah.
That is nothing compared. Uh, Another thing, my friend, you as a rider, I know that you make lots of videos, lots of content for everyone. I want to show a little from you. We're going to start with this one. Tell us a little about what is this and what has to do with you.
Oh, so this is basically just a short video of the S22. It was like the week that it arrived in the UK that we shot this.
Hmm.
I never released it or put it anywhere, but it was just interesting to take the S22 out for a ride. This is with Jay. I
Hmm.
don't think he's on really any social platforms, but yeah, we just thought we'd take the S22 out, and I had my camera, and we just shot for a little bit, and it was just like a chill session, and I thought I'd share it here because it's not really been shared anywhere else.
Yeah, and my friend, putting this way, we are seeing the S22. Do you think that is a big machine, a nice machine? Because most of the people are using this machine. I know that lots of guys
Yeah,
buy it, and I buy it. I don't have no problem to say I buy now the Sherman X.
yeah.
I don't know what is going to happen to me. I think lots of people is saying I make the mistake to have this one. I don't know.
Uh,
I was looking for range and suspension.
yeah. I don't
Uh,
think the Sherman S is a mistake. I was riding it like 2 days ago, yesterday or 2 days ago.
mm-hmm,
Um, for me, it's like there's the suspension hits my knee, but that's because I'm really short.
mm-hmm.
So that's the only annoyance I really have of it. And there's a couple of issues with like the hub rubbing or something. But I think if you're in batch two, are you in batch one or batch two?
Batch two.
Yeah, if you're in batch two, I think hopefully they will solve the small issues they have with it.
Yeah,
And
I buy it from UK. I buy it from
oh,
A rights.
oh, E-Rides. Okay, yeah,
For AFIS.
yeah. If he's
Mm-hmm.
he has E-Rides Europe now, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
But I was planning to buy the Sherman, the Max, but then
yeah,
I said I need range. I want to disappear with most of my boards here from my house, and I say
yeah,
okay, I'm going to have some range. Then I'm going to stick with one board to ride, but leave it. Then we are going to show something that happened that you made. We have lots of things that we want to show. Guys, if you have any questions, just leave it there for us. Everybody's coming. I'm sharing now for everyone the live stream. And this here, my friend, this event, for everybody's out there, who don't know, that is in UK. How can you describe it for the second year it was made? How can you describe for everybody who wants to go? Maybe this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope that is going to happen.
I
How
think
do
it's
you
gonna
see
happen
it?
this year. I mean, this is definitely an event for the mountain boards. Billy and I kind of went to try to show the mountain boarders what a longboard with no bindings and like traditional longboard will can do. But like it's definitely catered for people with bindings and like top mounted batteries. I think EUCs are actually quite good with suspension around like the tracks as well, because I took my Sherman Max out for a couple laps. Although it doesn't have suspension, I was getting bounced around everywhere,
Yeah.
but I did ride the S22 around that track too. And this is the E-Pre track, which is their short track, and they have a longer track, which I don't have a video of.
Mm-hmm. I have
But
some videos. I'm going to show it. But
yeah,
here we are seeing three guys with the tramper. I know that you ride tramper too. You have
yeah,
tramper too. But here you are with your XWay with 4 motors, without bindings, without nothing, and you are
yeah,
taking out these guys because they are always jumping. Always, I see the completely race, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
that was like. How was the reaction of the guys in end from the
I
race?
think people were surprised, I guess, because I mean, it was admittedly I would have rather had bindings. Like it was quite hard to ride without bindings on that track. So yeah,
So let's continue here. I want to show something here for you guys. He was in an event here with us in Germany.
yes,
That was event from what's the name? From event from the Halloween
yeah,
event.
Halloween event.
Yeah. And how was for you the experience here riding with the guys here in Germany?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, definitely meeting everyone else. And you guys are also equally as crazy, especially
Victor. Yeah.
Victor, yeah.
Yeah, the guys
He's
here, the guys here race very well, good. Who's the guy here in your back?
this is Victor chasing me.
Okay, so Victor
So
is a very good rider, but
yeah,
sometimes he's too much crazy, guys.
yeah,
He,
he is a little
he,
crazy.
sometimes here in Germany we say when we see Victor coming, everybody stops because sometimes you don't know what is you're going to expect from Victor, because Victor can. The last event he was here, he damaged 2 guys
Oh
riding
no. Oh
because
no.
no, because he wants to go to the limit. I know that
Yeah.
he's a fantastic rider, but sometimes we have to. That's what I try to explain to Victor. Sometimes we have to separate what is a race and what is an event for fun.
Yeah.
That is
Definitely.
two types of things. And Victor, when he's riding the board, he forgets about the world and he just want to have fun. And sometimes we never know
Yeah.
what is going to happen. But I think Victor is one of the good riders we have. I don't know if I can consider him from Germany or from France because he's
Yeah. He
in
technically lives in France.
is in France, but he can speak the two of them, and yeah, I just think. But now I want to show more things because you send me lots of things. I have some parts here, like this one. Let's put it here. This was another part.
Yeah, this is one of the three, and this is where I took the Sherman out on,
Mm-hmm.
and I try give the Sherman a shot around. It's called the border cross track. So this is what the
Mm-hmm.
mountain boarders use to like they ride downhill, but we did it up and down. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was
What what
pretty
what what
interesting.
is what is what is what is for you more difficult? Uphill or downhill?
I like going uphill more than downhill, to be
Okay.
honest, because downhill, like everyone there is so talented, like Eamon, Matt, even
Mm-hmm.
James Matthews, who's just joined as well. Like they're all great at going downhill. So the only place I can really get them is going back up the hill because I'm
Great
more
shot
used to
here.
having electronics and stuff.
That is perfect here. And the good thing is nice for us to have a nice competition, riding against
Yeah,
guys that you know that they are very good. Because these guys, they are good. Lots of
yeah.
people don't know. They are good. They are fantastic persons, and they are fantastic riders. And that's what we don't have. Do you think that is a big difference to have a battery in the top and don't having a battery in the top like you?
I mean, on
Because
the
you are
mountain
used to the
board,
two of them.
yeah, I mean, with my mountain board, I think for mountain boarding, because of the clearance issues, a
Mm-hmm.
battery on the top is a good idea. But
Mm-hmm.
with the aux pack, I don't really want to do much like racing with an aux pack or
Mm-hmm.
anything like aggressive riding. And
So
like,
then we are going to come to this here, my friend. Can you please describe us what is riding with these crazy guys in China?
I mean,
Because
it's
that
all
is
fun.
crazy.
Yeah, 1 second, sorry. Um, like they're like a lot of them, the Chinese riders come from downhill backgrounds.
Uh-huh.
So that's where their expertise is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Most of
And they are
them
very
are,
good, my friend.
yeah,
They are
like
very fast.
most of them have raced downhill professionally at some point. So,
I just wanted some
yeah,
picture. That is in UK.
this is UK as well. This is at an Evolve event, and
Mm-hmm.
the other one was at Cyclo Park.
Cycle Park is most of you guys now are all the time.
Well, we can only get it like every now and then. Shaz, who is head of
Mm-hmm.
PEV Connect in the UK, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
he
And Shaz,
organizes this.
Shaz is now is riding AUC all the time.
Yeah,
He's
he's
changed.
now running EUC a lot as well.
Is it changing now from HK to AUC or what?
He is slightly changing. He was rode his board last night when we rode out,
Okay.
but I've seen him on the EUC more than on his
Yeah, I
board
see it
at the time.
all the time riding. Is okay again because I know
Yeah,
that
he
it was
quite well, I think.
the accident and everything.
Yeah.
So we are seeing here that is like. Do you going to go again? Do you want to go again? Race against these guys?
Yeah,
How
definitely. This photo is actually not against them. We raced as a team in like we had
Mhm.
us like basically a bunch of people came from different places, and this photo is everyone who came from Shanghai, and there was actually a race event in the competition where you raced a relay race with your
Okay.
team as a team.
But
So yeah, that was pretty interesting.
putting this here is talking about. I know that you have all them inside it. This is from Blackfire, but you have Meepo is there. Everyone is there, or
Yeah, this
not?
is the Backfire one, and then Meepo
Mm-hmm.
and XWay do one together last year.
Yeah, I see it
Um,
last year. And how
yeah.
do you see the how do you see the race?
Yeah, I
Because
mean, I missed it last year because I couldn't go back because of COVID restrictions in
mm-hmm,
China.
mm-hmm,
So I didn't I watched all the races online and I knew a lot of the riders there.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely some of them need to work on their racing rules, but otherwise they're kind of like Victor where they will go crazy and not forget about everything else. So
Do you
that
plan to go this year?
yeah, if I can, I'll most likely go, but
How is the laws in China talking about electro devices like
it's
PVs?
still illegal, like
Uh-huh.
everywhere else in the world. They're, well, most places in the world, they're illegal,
Okay.
and it really depends on like the police's mood that day, whether you
Mm-hmm.
get caught or not, kind of thing. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So which
Yeah.
is sad. But
What you won here, my friend?
this was I won the DI open class, so like the
Mm-hmm.
DIY any, and that was the race I won of my Trampa Urban Carver,
Okay. That
and
is with a 615
um
tires. What
7 tires,
what is
seven
that?
tires.
That is from Trampo.
It's the Evolve tires I was
Okay,
using,
okay,
but
okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Then it's
yeah,
a six. Okay, 6 or 7. Okay.
yeah, the big
Because
Evolve tires on Etox hubs,
uh-huh.
and
Oh, wait,
yeah, so they're the
that
wider
was a
Etox hubs.
that was a big mix. That's very good.
Yeah,
And here
and
is of course the Blackfire.
yeah, I mean it was interesting. They provided a bunch of backfire zealots for us to race on, so that every race is even. Like there's no whose board's better or something like that. So there was they brought like 20 zealots down, and then everyone raced on zealots, so it was all even, which just meant that it was down to rider skill, I guess.
So I think it's the first time I see you with so many gears.
Yeah.
Normally I don't see you with so many gears, my friend. It's nice to see you with more protections riding.
I mean, most of the time I just wear my lazy rolling jacket, like most people
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
comments have mentioned now. But this was before I got my lazy rolling jacket, so I was wearing more outside armor.
How do you see the? First of all, before we continue, I just want to say that is free propaganda. We are not making sponsored by nothing. We are just giving opinions for you guys. Maybe you can change and you can see. How do you see the jacket from laser rollings?
It's okay. I don't like the thumb loop. It breaks all the time and it's kind of rubbish.
Okay.
Apart from that, it's a great jacket. I personally use the E-Ride specific edition, which has chest padding, which none of
Mm-hmm.
the other lazy rollings have,
Mm-hmm.
which I wish they would add, and I wish they would get rid of the thumb loop design that they have right now,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't get used to that ever.
I was asking myself, my friend, what is this machine? This guy in the back. This is a DIY board.
Yeah, the furthest back is a DIY board on Boosted 105s, I believe that board is on.
When you
But
was there, you race the two categories. You race in street and you race as off-road tires, or
no, they had two categories, which was one was the backfire zealot only, and then they would provide the board for you to ride.
Mhm.
And then there was an open category, so there was no like middle category for street only. I
What
guess
is the
it's
name? What is the name of what is in the back of the t-shirts? That is the name of the team.
no, the Backfire t-shirts is they're just a bunch of shirts that Backfire gave out on the day. So
He's
there's
not
the
saying.
four, yeah,
Hmm.
because
And
it's
who is
Backfire's
this
event.
guy with all the equipment?
That is actually one of XWay's test riders.
Okay.
Test riders, I guess. So he's a ex
Hi Jeff.
downhill.
Hi
He might
Chris.
still race downhill, but like
Okay.
he's a really fast downhill rider, and he's like really good friends with the XY team and does a lot of product testing for them, from what I
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's who he is. Yeah,
Oh, here is when you won.
yeah. When I won the city championships.
I think was people more happy than you. Do you see the competition coming? There's lots of sponsors, or is just the company like we seeing this is from. I'm going to put it this from this year. You was there for last year. Do you see that is more sponsors, people sponsoring this event, or is just the companies who make the companies who sell boards who make the events?
Sadly, it's still probably just the companies who sell the boards. Like the XWay event had more sponsors because XWay have a lot of racers. Most of their riders are in the downhill scene, so
Mm-hmm.
they get sponsored by Orangutan and like a lot of the skate brands as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Backfire, since they don't dabble in anything else apart from electric skateboarding, the only
Mm-hmm.
other sponsor to this event was Nobleman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I haven't really seen any other big companies or any other companies in general coming into the skate world to sponsor.
Mm-hmm. That is very sad. That is
Yeah,
very
it
sad.
is very sad.
I think that is very sad. First of all, for the companies of skating, and second of all, for you guys, because you guys expend so much money, and I think it was nice to see more people investing in this sport. I think we're going to see more of this in the future, and sometimes it's a bit little expensive for all of us. And
Yeah,
so that was in,
this is Belgium.
and this is you with a boosted board.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That was traveling, but that was a nice event too, and that
Yeah,
was a fantastic team.
yeah.
And in this time was two lacrosse. Then
Yeah, I think Tula Closet was Tom and
uh-huh.
Chris over here
Yeah,
on next to me.
yeah. The Chris is the record in sleeping very. But I think that was a fantastic team. Then I
Yeah,
think in this time, um, most of them team was not with this shop. Billy was not with Involve,
no,
and the Apex was not there.
yeah,
I think that was like most of us was just guys who love to ride.
yeah.
How do you see this event in Belgium?
I
That was
didn't
the first time.
go. Yeah, I didn't go this year because I was busy
No,
then.
no, no,
But
no. I'm telling you about the. No, this year was not so good. The year
ah,
that we came, all of us was good. Believe it
yeah,
or not, I think it was not so good organized, but I think the idea inside was
yeah.
good, and the
Like
space was big.
yeah, it was big space, and I think it was dusty, but so racing around it was kind of scary. But
Hmm.
otherwise, like it was good fun, and like everything. I think
And you,
everyone there was like same-minded, like thinking about riding and trying to just ride and enjoy,
yeah, and
which
then
I
you
liked.
guys, and you guys, most of you guys was the faster ones. I think. I think most of you, Tom was good, you was good, Billy is very good too.
Yeah,
Then with this guy from Belgium, the
yeah.
small guy was very good. What's the name from him?
David Bond?
Yes,
No, yeah,
no,
is
no.
it?
David Bond. David Bond was always David Bond. That is from Denmark.
Yeah,
But that was not this track was not for his board. That was not
no,
prepared. That is he needs more space, more to get the speed of his board.
yeah,
I think that was more. I was surprised with the machine from Tom. How Tom can manage the Lacroix in this.
yeah,
But Billy, I was not expecting to ride so good. Billy is very
yeah,
good rider, and I think, of course, Tim was more for the sport. I was there for the sport, and I think it was a nice event for all of us. Not a
yeah,
big race, but then here is the place that everybody meets in London most of the time.
yep. Evolve
Still,
London,
still,
still to this day.
okay, because you have involved in the back. They involve court. Uh, uh, XWay, do you have any shops or there is no shops? Just
No,
online shops?
not in Europe or anywhere else. I think they have
Okay.
one store in China outside of their headquarters, but
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the Chinese group rides. We drove to like a place 2 hours away from Shanghai and had a group ride there.
Hey, but what I'm seeing there is the one wheel. Today we're going to
Oh
have a
yeah,
competition for
two
the
on
one wheel.
wheels.
Yeah. Today we're going to have a competition for the one wheels. It's going to be the float wheels.
Oh yeah,
Is
Floatwheel. I have one coming, so
uh,
I'll see.
I think I'm going to have him maybe here in the interview to talk
Oh
about that.
yeah, Tony's a great
Tony
guy.
is a great guy, and I would love to him because there's lots of people who make me lots of questions. If you can trust him, if you cannot trust him. Hey, Abord, how are you, my friend? I think it's going to be great to have him here. That way we can explain to the people because lots of I think let's put it this way. I think most of the people don't know that is the third generation of is one wheel. Is not one wheel.
Yeah,
Before was parts.
yeah,
You can make the parts.
yeah,
But I think lots of people don't know that. They are afraid. Oh,
yep.
ooh, and that I
I
think is.
have a first generation Floatwheel at home
Do you
actually.
have it?
Yeah.
I don't have it. I would love to have it, but I was all the time following him, and I know that he has lots of problems with the future emotion.
Yeah.
Future emotion
So
make
many
his life,
problems.
yeah, my friend. And I think that will be a fantastic thing for him to come here and
Yeah.
explain to the world what is happening. I try to contact the Future Emotion too, so they can. I would love to have this type of people here. Do you know why?
That would be very hard to do. I don't think
No,
Future Motion would want to do
you're not
that.
going to you're not going to have him here. But because I make him the list of questions. I was thinking
Yeah.
I make my list of questions was like. Why do you want to ban other companies? Why don't you let this sport grows and everything? But they don't want to talk. They
Yeah,
are they if you are trying to mess with them, they put you direct.
exactly.
And that is very sad because he's a young guy creating something. How can you describe it for the people he's out there? This
The
idea
Floatwheel?
from him, yeah. No, the Floatwheel, and
Yeah.
how is the company? How can we trust them? Because I know that you know him, and I think not just when we're going to have him here, but I think listen from other riders a little about him, because lots of people is afraid of
Yeah.
buying because of trust.
I mean, like if you don't have to only have to take one look at his YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah.
Like he has so many updates and
You
stuff
show everything.
on
It's
yeah,
very open. It's open
exactly.
source. That's the name.
Yeah.
Open source.
And he's like very open about copying some things because he knows some things are just better, like the way they were, like the TFL Enduro tire, which they are paying TFL royalties for because they've cloned it for the Floatwheel, and they know they've cloned it. But like I talked to Tony about that, and he said we couldn't make one that's better than the Enduro, so we're just gonna clone it, pay TFL the royalties, and yeah, I think it was a great idea. And like he's been around for a while now. He started
But
in a Gen
can I
1.
put it this way? I think that is so. I was with the guys from Fiat having a discussion because was one guy in Europe who creates something, and they say, oh, they take and the people was criticizing him because he's doing that. That is a copy, and I said, hey guys, I don't want to be in the middle, but we have to think everybody's copying everybody here.
Yeah.
Don't think that the float life don't make copies. There is lots of things they use from other guys, and that is not easy for us just to say you did it and don't look to themselves. I think that
Yeah.
is not right. I think that is like he's saying here, Floatwheel is so transparent, is
Yeah.
freshing. Yes, my friend. I hope that he is going to come here, and I think it's going to be nice for us to listen from him and answer to the question, because I'm going to make a list of questions from all the riders, and in
Yeah.
this day, if anyone wants to come and make the question, that will be nice. I think that is going to be good for all of us. So then we're going to come here, like here. Do you have the trampo or not anymore?
I still do. It's currently not working because I need some new connectors. But that's
How many-
Trampas all the time.
How many PVs do you have now in a moment?
I think it's like 11 or 10 something.
And it's always growing.
Too many.
The last
Yeah.
time you was here with me, your car was
Yeah. Too many, too many.
yeah, but it's fun. We are
Yeah,
just seeing
this
here.
is XWay's event the year before the one that we had with Meepo. So this is their first event, and yeah, I think it was one of the first times I ever raced on a board. So it was pretty fun. I took home again the open class win, but I lost in the standard class, like so the like street class. Guys crashed, but yeah, things like that happen, so it's pretty normal.
But my friend, do you like just to have fun racing, or you hate to lose?
I mean, I definitely want to win, but like ESK8 racing is so rare at the moment that like I want to enjoy it, like being able to ride on a track as much as I can.
But you prefer track or off-road?
Track, definitely.
Do you prefer, when you are in a track, you prefer street tires?
AT.
AT.
Yeah.
Okay. That
You
is
get more
better.
grip of AT. It's just
Yeah,
faster.
yes, you have more grip. Do you think with the 4 motors is better than with the 2 motors?
That's a debate I've had with myself and Billy a couple times at right now. Um, I think right now, four motors, well, at least with my current style of riding, the Atlas does work really well because it kind of drags you out of a corner. You can slide a little bit more and like get away with it by like just giving more throttle, and the front wheels will just pull you out. So I don't know. It really depends down to rider preference. Two-wheel drive is still really fast if you have enough power, and four-wheel drive can struggle to put the power down on a
Mm-hmm.
track. So
But
yeah.
putting this way, my friend, do you think it's fair to have a race with 2 against 4 motors?
Um, Depends on the type of race, I guess. Like if it's a open open class race, so
Mm-hmm.
like you can enter with any board kind of thing. I don't think there's a need to separate two and four-wheel drive because even four-wheel drive Vesk boards aren't necessarily faster than two-wheel drive Vesk boards.
Mm-hmm.
Just because with two-wheel drives you can have two really big motors and push a lot of amps through a bigger controller, and there's so many variables that like make a change on how much power a board can put out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't think it matters too much. And I guess like it's nice to have an open class where you can enter any board.
Mm-hmm. I think
So
too. I
yeah,
think that is a good thing. Do you think in the future, first of all, you prefer flex or you prefer like you have it, like a carbon
stiff.
stiff?
Um, for racing, stiff. For normal riding, flex. So yeah, it depends on what I'm riding. If I'm just riding around the city, going anywhere, bamboo deck is so much nicer. If I'm going off road or something, bamboo is nicer. But if I'm
Do you
trying to go
see?
as fast as I can, a stiff deck is probably more stable.
Do you see the skateboards we have, some boards out there with suspension? Do you think suspension is good for skateboards, or do you think that is like putting in a other? How can I put it? Is not anymore a skateboard. Is more a car.
If they can make it feel natural, I don't think I'd care. But as of right now, I've ridden the Baja, I've ridden the Propel. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think there's any other skateboards with suspension in them.
There is some of them, but they are not so good.
Hunter boards,
Yeah.
I've ridden all three of those, and none of them make it feel like a
you
skateboard
you
anymore.
you cannot compare, I think, the hunter board with the other two of them because they don't have you don't have nothing to do it. The
That's
under
true. Yeah,
the under as we cannot compare these two types of boards, but they are so different from skating,
yeah,
and sometimes it's difficult for us to describe it. I think it don't have nothing to do with skating. I think it's
yeah,
another type of riding. I know that is lots of guys. I know that in UK there is some hunter boards was very criticized,
yes,
uh, uh, and I think we have to respect the idea from everyone. Not
yeah.
easy, and but I think suspension don't have nothing to do with skateboarding.
I think if they can
Is
make it good, it might be good for like, but I think right now it's too heavy. It doesn't feel natural enough. So there's too many issues.
mhm.
But maybe one day.
Let's put here. What is this, my friend?
Oh,
I have some
so
pictures here from you, my friend, and I would like, because I know that you and this here that is like a race battle, or
yeah, somebody
let's
drew
let,
them
let's
after.
start with this one. That is your
So
second love.
yeah, I mean, I've grown up around cars. I grew up like go-karting a lot, which is kind of where my love for racing, even on boards, comes from.
Hmm.
And I think that's what makes me pretty fast on a board or on a track. But yeah, I definitely enjoy driving a lot. So that's kind of, I guess, my second love.
Then we have
And that's
this.
just,
That is
yeah,
this
funny.
one. You see it. I
That's
think
just a
this
random
pic.
photo.
This picture, I love this picture. The day I was making your logo, and I said I came to this picture, I was like, that is That is for me is perfect. Simple. Do you race this?
No, I was a photographer for the F3, so I got to be around them a lot, and yeah,
And
so
it's
that's one of the
good.
drivers.
And
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
good to see this live.
yeah, like this is F3, so it's obviously not as, I mean, it's still as interesting to watch as F1, I guess. But I mean,
Where is this?
this is in Malaysia, so on the old F1 track, Sepang.
Oh, do you know that the guys in Malaysia they making this
Yeah, I
track
saw.
with e-scooters, with
Yeah,
fiddles and everything?
but this
Uh,
track is too big for those things. Like, it's not
yeah, but
fun.
sometimes it's more just to show.
Yeah, it's the show, but
I was just wanted to show some of these pictures from you because I know that you like photography and you like video making.
yeah,
How do you see today, my friend, the futures of PV, the next generations?
next generations. I mean, I don't even
Looking
know where
what
to
you
start.
see when we start from the when we start from the boosted board, that was the
Yeah,
first biggest thing that we put
yeah.
it, and coming today and now, what you think is going to be the future of this PVs and everything, starting like skateboarding, then AUCs and one wheel. I think one wheel that is so good because we are not living in the hands of one company. We are living
Yeah.
changing. How do you see it?
I mean, I don't even know where to start with this question. So much
Your opinion.
stuff to. I mean, I think everything's sadly, and I'm not a fan of it, but everything's going to get bigger somehow. It always does, like in cars, in pretty much everything in the world, like mobility wise, it gets bigger, which
Do you
is
think
kind of
that is
sad.
good?
I don't actually want it to get bigger. If you look at my stance when I'm skating on road, I don't think there's any photos or videos of it, but if I'm just skating normally, it's actually very narrow
Mm-hmm.
because of like my somewhat downhill and shorter board backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of find most boards to be a bit too long for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't need that extra length. And if you look at trends in downhill longboarding, boards are getting shorter, trucks are getting narrower because it tests the rider's limits more.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst in e-skate, we're going the opposite direction to give newer riders more room for error
Mm-hmm.
and like that bigger, like more forgiveness, which is also good because it means less people falling down, like crash and hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's interesting to see there's like downhill skateboarding and e-skating, both actions where you go very fast and like around corners and stuff very fast. They're going in completely opposite directions. So I don't know.
But putting this way, I'm going to ask you like this. I'm seeing now, like in USA and now China, and I'm seeing lots of guys with the background of riding downhills now coming to the races of skateboards.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see more of these guys because they are very competitive and they have lots of control? They can ride very
Yeah.
fast and they are very crazy.
Yeah. I think eventually, yeah. But with the boards where more and more are going towards, it might drive them away to a certain extent because they're getting so big and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Because they are not used to weight. They are
Yeah.
used to ride. But I'm seeing like I was seeing the guys going downhill in USA with electro and the guys they as the experience from these guys, they are so great. It's so easy for them to ride electro
Yeah.
skateboard. Then I'm asking myself, but okay, putting this here, do you think having so much riders, because I'm going to have here an interview with the guys from LA,
Yeah.
and about 3 weeks ago, I came in a group and I start to see that they are trying to change the rules of riding in groups because LA, you know that LA was
Yeah.
lots of the streets riding like crazy, and now
Yeah.
the groups are starting to try to bend the guys who do crazy stuff like wheelies, like everything. They
Yeah.
cannot go in a group rides. Do you think most of the groups have to change and go easy on the roads for us not to be illegal or for us not to lose our freedoms.
Yeah, I think wheeling and like stuff that's generally bad, like even outside of the PEV world, like if you look
Mm-hmm.
at motorcycles, wheeling is not
Mm-hmm.
really allowed on group rides unless you go on one of those group rides where everyone
Mm-hmm.
is wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, especially because for us, we're not legal, we are already doing something
Mm-hmm.
illegal. I don't think we should add something even more illegal on top of it. And yeah, I
But,
think,
but you have to think that these groups they started with this system. You understand? That
yeah, I
was fun
guess.
in the beginning,
Yeah,
and now they want to ban something that in the beginning they make a big woo. That is fantastic to have in these groups crazy stuffs, and then now they are seeing they are losing a lot team. Uh, they are seeing they are losing his freedoms because they are losing. I
yeah.
have lots of interviews here, and most of the guys they are afraid to lose his freedom in USA.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an issue because I'm in the UK. We try our best not to ride with Surons and all those e-bikes,
Mm-hmm.
especially Surons in the UK because they're
Is
mostly
legal the Sorans
no.
and
Oh,
the
there's legal versions, but most of
okay.
them aren't legal.
Because
So,
here in Germany they want to ban the two of them. They want to ban the 73 and they want to ban the Sovereign.
mm,
They want to ban the two of them because they say they are not in the rules.
yeah. Like I think we have rides for those, like in the UK at least. We have a critical mass which happens every last Friday of the
Oh,
month, and
Ralph.
that's not for just PEVs. And people who want to go wheelie go there and
Yeah.
don't really come to our PEV rides because we're generally much more reserved, I guess, try to stay more and more to the rules to not get ourselves in like bad light, I think.
Hmm.
So yeah,
So
I
let's
guess
put
so.
it here, my friend. I want to show another thing. How was that riding together?
Yeah, I mean this was like purely to shoot this video, that ride. We found the location just from recommendations of like asking around because Shanghai is very flat. We don't have much off road. It's very built up. So it was actually surprisingly hard to find a trail that would allow us to ride on it. But yeah, it was very fun.
No protections.
We were wearing knee pads. And
How was that riding the two of you together?
yeah, I mean, I ride with Daniel a lot. So probably, oh, used to now. Now I'm in the UK, obviously don't. But
Uh-huh.
back when I was in Shanghai, we used to ride together a lot. He's a pretty good rider as well. He's a lot more
But he has
safe.
he has lots of accidents too.
Yeah, he's
He's always
well.
riding crazy and testing and everything. And
That's from his like downhill stuff. He's trying to learn how to ride downhill. So yeah.
let's see it here. This short, how do you see it? The Atlas as in the water.
Both atlases. We used two atlases to shoot this, and both of them were fine afterwards. So
No issues.
no issues. I even opened up the battery to see if any water got in, and none did.
Yeah, that is a good thing. And motors,
Yeah.
how was the reaction?
Motors?
Yeah, like
Uh,
catching water because like me in Volve, I can tell
yeah.
you I was with lots of problem because I tried. Oh, the Chinaman was there.
Oh yeah.
Very
Matthew
fun.
Rogers.
Matthew Rogers.
I've met him. He's actually kind of nice in person.
Nah, I have the interview with him, and I was surprised that they came to the channel, as come the guys from Involve, and I was very surprised because, and Matt was the one who said, "Nelson, I'm going to come. I think it's important for us to come to you," and I say, "Can we talk about everything?" And they say, "Yeah, we can talk about everything. It's not a problem." And that was not the issue to talk about what happened, the shit what happened with XWay. But they don't say they has the mistake. They made a mistake,
Yeah.
and that is very bad,
Yeah.
and that is very sad. I don't like when the people, but that is the thing with how is your relation? How is your relation with XWay?
Actually, I mean, I used to ride at them like every now and then in China, and I obviously was not slow comparatively, and generally I didn't really ride in I hadn't really ridden with them before the events, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all kind of surprised when I did show up and not like do terribly, and I
Mm-hmm.
really like put it up to the downhill riders, which I'm really happy about. So I think, yeah, more and more I've gotten to know the company a little bit better and be able to speak Chinese, obviously, and living there, I have an advantage. And like, so I know Vic, who's the CEO of
Mm-hmm.
XWay, and we chat a lot about like just products and ESK in general because he actually started by building a DIY that like predates actually the boosted V1.
Mm-hmm.
So he built a DIY on an Icarus or a Vanguard or one of the loaded decks before Boosted did as well. So he's actually been in the ESK scene for a very long time, and at least what he like his perception and stuff. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
not what obviously it's not necessarily what XWay are doing, but like it's really I think he's a really good guy, and hopefully he can like push XWay to do better things.
So I have difference with some riders from XWay, but I can tell you like this: I don't have no problem to say that XWay is an evolution company. They do lots of stuff good for the PVs,
Yeah.
and we have to respect that because they bring lots of good stuff for the riders. I think they update most of the boards that you can put. You don't have to buy a new board. You can buy sets and
Yeah.
update your machine, and that is a good thing because like Involve, when you buy Involve, when you want to buy the
Yeah.
second generation, you have to buy the new completely board. I was before a guy who buys lots of Involves, and I stopped buying because I say, hey, every time I have to buy something, I have to buy everything because nothing fixed with the other one, and that is not right. And now they are changing a little the Involve, the controller. You can use it. You can use it the GTR with the the new board, and
Yeah. Yeah, but
we'll
still,
see.
the GTR2 and the GTR are such similar boards, but
Ah,
nothing is
that is no.
compatible with each other.
That has
Like you
nothing to.
can't buy the GTR2 deck or a GTR deck and put it on a
Yeah,
GTR2.
you cannot do nothing. That is
So
the screws is totally different. Everything is
yeah,
different. It is not that. I'm very sad that today I don't have. I was a guy who buy a lot. I was with 4 or 5 boards from Involve, and today I don't buy nothing from Involve. You lose a customer.
yeah,
You understand? And I think that is very sad because I see how they treat my friends riders, and I
yeah,
was very upset because I look. We expend the money, not Involve. Have to have more respect for the riders.
yeah,
But if you talk good from Involve, then you. But if you say something against us, we're going to block you. We're going to put it
yeah,
out there, and that was for me very sad because
yeah,
I have a lot of good friends riding, and I don't want to. I don't like that. We are customers.
yeah,
Customers have to be treated like a king. That's my
yeah,
opinion. Because I know that you buy your things and you don't receive it from. Uh, let's see this one here because I was very interesting. I have this AUC and I
yeah.
love this
Z10.
AUC.
The
And
Z10 is still an interesting wheel. It's so wide and nothing's kind of like it.
you can have it for the rest of your life. If you see most of the YouTubers who make AUCs reviews, all of them they has X10.
Yeah.
They always say that is the back. Yeah, that most of the machines get broken, and this one is always working. This
Yeah.
machine is one of the first ones. And
Yeah, that's
I
true.
was, I was. Do you have it, or do you have
No.
your first X-way?
My first X-Way. What was my first X-Way? I don't. My first X-Way, I think, was the Atlas, the original Atlas. I don't think I had a. I didn't ever have an original Flex.
Do you think
And
the Flex is good?
yeah, I mean, the Flex Pro, which is the board I now use the most
Mm-hmm.
because it's small and in London because we're not exactly
Mm-hmm.
legal. The Flex Pro kind of blends in. I have street wheels. If I
Yeah,
see a
you can make
policeman,
it like a skateboard.
yeah, exactly. I sometimes when I see police, I just use it like a skateboard. and put the remote away. So that's probably the board I've now used the most.
And you, my friend, do you have any time any issues with the police or something like that?
Not personally,
Okay,
not yet. I know a lot of people who have, but I've
very
tried
sad.
to stay away and like try to keep as low rate down out of the radar as possible.
Yeah, it's the same like me. Uh, so we have the pleasure to ride, the two of us. I want to show something here that we ride together, and that was uh, when you been here the last time, the last day of.
Yeah.
Let me change here, my friend. I have so much things here. Sometimes I don't know. Do you plan to come in Europe in the future?
I'm probably gonna be at the Onsra Open in April, is it?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
you're
yeah.
going to go there?
Hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. I'm going to be there. The Fabi contact me,
Yeah,
and yeah, I'm planning to go there. Victor is going to be there too.
yeah. Sadly, the street is only rear-wheel drive and 110 mil or something like street wheels or something like that. So I can't join that one. But yeah,
Let's put it there. That was the us a small ride, the two of us.
yeah,
It's good to come back to Germany. To came.
yeah. It's
I know that you have some family here.
yeah, it's always nice to go back.
Hmm.
Although I really need to work on my German. But yeah,
Maybe your German is better than mine, my friend. Don't worry.
no, far from it. But
No, my friend, my German was very good. Uh, that was the
yeah, that was a great ride. That track is actually quite fun in my
this
opinion.
track, my friend. Everybody loves it because you
Yeah,
have so much traction.
yeah,
You can have like power there.
yeah,
The only one was is broken. His shoulder was beyond,
yeah.
but
Beyond
he's
that
again.
was the Veskish, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is like that. That is
Yeah,
like a break.
yeah,
That is you don't have no chance. And he's a good rider too. He's
yeah.
more
He was
off road.
great.
He don't like so much tracks. He likes more off road, but he rides very good there.
Yeah,
And in this day, it was very sad that we don't have that ATOX there because when the ATOX is there, they ride the two of them very fast, one against the other.
yeah,
And but the ATOX guy now. Jens is in love and he needs a little more for his girl. So, my
yeah.
friend, that we coming more than 1 hour. I just want to say, first of all, my friend, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
I hope that we see us again very soon.
Yeah.
I'm planning to go to UK, but I'm going in a different event. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go uh, in Scotland. I'm going to go in an event for
So the
one wheel.
Highlands? Oh
Yes,
yeah, I'm gonna try to be there when my float wheel arrives.
yeah, I'm planning to be there. I already buy the ticket. But I'm doing some crazy stuff because the guys was talking to me, and also we having issues of people who wants to come but they don't know how to send the one wheel, and maybe
Hmm.
I'm going to come with a car and I'm going to make
Yeah,
some
bring.
cities, and I'm going to bring all the. It's like I'm going to be like. Parking and putting boards, and I was talking with the guy and say now, so maybe it's going to be 41 wheels. Do you think it's a problem for you? I say it's not going to be a problem for me, but if I catch the police, my friend, what I'm going to tell them?
Well, it's not illegal to own them, so it's fine, right?
Do you think my car is like because I what's the plan? I think I have to go about 10 cities
Oh wow.
from the beginning of UK, and then I'm going up, and I'm going to stop in each city, and I'm going to
Oh,
catch all the.
if it's in
Huh?
the UK, happy to help. I don't think I'll drive all the way down to Europe to go, but like if
If
it's
you
in the
want,
UK,
I tell you, but because I'm going to give the course. I'm going to be in London for sure,
yeah,
but not inside of London. I'm going to be close to London.
yeah,
Uh, and I'm going to. I have to send the track to the guys from the event.
Mhm.
That where I'm going to stop for the riders to come in this day, and they can
Yeah.
give them the one wheel. That way, I'm going to bring all of them because we want to support these events. And I think
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big event. I talked with
Yeah.
him the last
A lot
time.
of stuff coming for it. It looks like it, at least.
I was talking with him. They has more than 150 riders subscribed till
Already.
now. Yeah, already.
Wow. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I
It's not that you don't have. You have to choose if you want to race or not.
yeah, I'm
But
probably not going to race,
yeah,
but
but the only thing is if you want to race or not. That's what I tell you. It's like this: if you want to go up,
yeah,
it's better for you to buy the ticket because then you can go all the time up and you can use
that's
the
true. Yeah,
and you don't have to pay. If you don't have it, then you have to pay from your pocket. Then
yeah,
it's going to be expensive.
yeah. I
That's
think
what that's.
yeah. I mean, I'm not that good at one wheeling, so
I'm
I'm
just
just
going
going
for
there to
fun.
enjoy.
I'm just
Yeah,
going to
same.
go as fun, and I would love to see the float wheel. It's going to be two guys here in Germany. They're going to receive the float wheel, and
Yeah,
I'm going to try it. I think that is going to be great for all
yeah.
of us.
Is it Hannes? That is he in Germany? I don't. I
Yeah,
forgot where he
is
is.
in Germany? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be two of them. Is going to buy it here in Germany, and I hope that works for
yeah.
all
I
of us.
mean, the generation one was and one and two because the two was kind of an upgrade on the one. I mean, they
Yeah,
were
but
pretty
the
good.
two was the two was like the people was in the beginning was with lots of problem because that was with future emotion comes with as came with the lawyers
Yeah,
and they stop him and lots of people wait a long time to receive everything
yeah,
if you ask to everyone receive it and that was not his fault, that was the fault from the
yeah,
future motion as stop him. And I think it's good that he come here and he can make a nice explanation and tell to everyone how that works, because I think it's not fair. And I think
yeah.
open source is very good. I know that now is lots of guys. About 3 days ago was a interview here with a guy from the VESC, who
Mm,
is using
yeah,
the one wheel
so
in VESC, and VESC is coming more and more and more.
yeah,
And I think future music is not going to have no chance in the future because VESC is there now, is working
yeah.
very very well, and they changed for the GT. Lots of people are
Not
complaining
happy.
about the
Yeah,
GT, yeah, and because they want to have like we talk about, they don't want to have a heavy
yeah,
machine because they want to have tricks and everything. And
exactly.
the XR was the perfect machine, and now
Yeah,
they changed for a biggest one.
yeah.
We'll see,
The float
but
wheel will be heavy though, so sadly not for tricks. But
we will see what is going to happen. I think the DIY is going to be the future, and
yeah,
companies like him from the float wheels is going to be a very good upgrade. And I hope that he have the chance that the future emotion leave him alone, that he can open that everybody can pay in different ways. That way
yeah,
his company can grow a lot and give a better service. That's what the people don't understand. Why he
yeah,
cannot give the service is because if he comes out, the future emotion is going to go
yeah,
against him and try to destroy him. That's the problem.
yeah. I think the only way for him to give service is through the community, but the community around Floatwheel has been great. Like, there are
It's
so many people
fantastic.
supporting it, and like normally when you have an issue, just ask. There's a Discord chat. There's a Discord for Floatwheel,
Mhm.
and just normally if you have a question, just ask, and many
I don't
people
think so.
reply you. So
We will see. We will see what happens. But I tell you if he comes. Okay, my friend. So, for everybody's out there, like always, I leave you with the last words for the community. For my side, it's always a pleasure to have you. For me, I think you are one of the best ones. I would love to see you racing again in China. That is one of the countries I would love to go for an event. I think you guys in China are doing races very, very, very good and very fast. And for you, my friend, I hope to see you in ONSA event, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Hopefully.
friends, from my side, thank you so much, and I leave you with the last words for the community, my friend.
Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I hope that like we get more racing in the ESK community. I know ESK coming up, and sadly I'm not going to be able to attend to that. But like I hope that we get more racing like the Onser event, and hopefully Evolve are able to host something in the UK, and I will try my best to convince XWay and the Chinese brands to host something here in Europe. So yeah,
I hope that you guys in UK make more events and be more united, because I think UK is one of the places. First of all, UK was one of the places who started this together with the French
yeah,
guys, like the it's electric. The
yeah, it's
event was
electric.
one of the
Yeah,
best events everybody going to forget. But like you was talking about, the ESK8 com is going to happen in America. Are you surprised that this event has grown so much from one year to another? Because
yeah,
like it's not like the crazy thing in USA. Everybody's talking about this event.
yeah. I know because I think they're including all the other PEVs. No, I haven't actually looked
Yeah.
that into it.
So that's why I'm. If you want to
Yeah,
see the guys, they're going to be here in 3 days. They're going to speak about the event.
yeah,
And if you guys want to come and see and have any questions, they're going to explain what is going to happen this year, how is going to be it, how is going to be the rules and everything. So I think it's going to be important informations. I know that there's lots of companies now joining
yeah,
to represent. We will see if you want guys to want to come here in 3 days and listen how is this event, because everybody's like talking like the big event for everybody. We'll see. So my friends, thank you, my friend.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for coming, and